I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
All actors are kinda crazy and some are kinda silly. Today we shall discuss the sanity of Big Willie.
No! No!
He's a producer, a songwriter, and a rapper. He's also a comedian, a movie star, and a TV actor. And this is just according to Wikipedia. This Fresh Prince is now the king of all media. In West Philadelphia, he was born and raised, and Hollywood is where he would spend the rest of his days. When he was a teen, his girlfriend cheated on him. His sorrow, he couldn't contain it, so he vowed to become the most entertaining entertainer in the business of entertainment. He's now a multi-millionaire with his own chauffeur. Take that, cheating girlfriend. He really showed her. Will Smith was admitted to a pre-engineering summer program at MIT, but he didn't go. He wanted to focus on his rap career, yo. He doesn't use f***ing bad words in his raps, as advised by his granny. He's the first rapper to ever win a Grammy. Will Smith has 4 Grammys for his raps, whether you like it or not. 5 Golden Globe nominations, 2 Oscar nominations, and 1 Oscar boycott. He did an accent in that movie Concussion, and yes, it's true, his raps got no fucking cussin'. He was a millionaire before the age of 20, but the IRS took it away quickly. Pay close attention to these facts. Will Smith had to do the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to pay back that tax. Soon, everyone loved this television show. He went on to do movies where he would always say, "Oh, hell no."
Oh, hell no.
His favorite film is Bridge on the River Kwai, and his SAT scores were really, really high. Conquering Hollywood is Will Smith's mission. He slapped some jerk who tried to kiss him.
But what is that?
I don't know. That's what they were saying. They were like, oh, no, we're sorry, you know. It's just his shtick, you know. And I said, well, that's why his ass got stuck.
Yeah.
You know?
For every role, Will Smith gives it his all, except for 6 Degrees of Separation, when he refused to really kiss Anthony Michael Hall. He turned down the role of Django because he didn't get to kill Leo, and turned down The Matrix because he didn't want to be Neo. Instead, he made the film Wild Wild West. That decision probably wasn't the best. He personally apologized to Robert Conrad for making the film so darn bad. His character in Independence Day was influenced by Han Solo, you know, Harrison Ford, and 6 times Will Smith was given a Kids' Choice Award. He's really, really good at golf, according to the legend of Bagger Vance, and studied the evolution of how hip-hop rappers dance. Will Smith is in this to win this. He attended 3 movie premieres in 24 hours. That's a world record according to Guinness. Will Smith is kinda crazy, but it's the good kind of insane. The idea of After-Earth came from his actual brain. And just when you thought the craziness was done, he went and cast his own damn son. Yes, it's the worst movie on the planet Earth. Will Smith disowned this film, but he kept his son for what it's worth. He's one of the most talented men alive. You gotta respect this. He can even solve a Rubik's Cube in 55 seconds. His performances always do impress, and Will Smith can speak Spanish and loves to play chess. Starting with 6 Degrees of Separation, everyone knew his career would go far. He got so into character that he really fell in love with his co-star. Apparently, he's nothing like his TV persona. He was a shy, insecure teen. Now he's Forbes' most bankable actor, living the American dream. Newsweek named him the most powerful actor alive. iRobot takes place in the year 2035. And After Earth takes place in 3071. On the set of Suicide Squad, he became very handy with a gun. Will Smith did his own stunts in Bad Boys. That's some hard work. And he planned on punching Michael Bay if he ever got hurt. Wrote a lyric stating that Ali told him he's the greatest. 2 years later, he starred in Ali. That was quick. And Obama has personally picked him to star in his own personal biopic. Now keep in mind the movie is not officially cast yet. Will Smith even carried Muhammad Ali's casket. It's crazy, Will Smith actually trained to be a boxer, and a woman broke into his house. She's a crazy stalker. He loves the Swedish heavy metal band Soilwork, man can they rock, and was called an asshole 18 times in the film Hancock. Yes, I know that's a strange title for a superhero movie, but it could have been worse. Tonight He Comes was the title they tried first. Mr. Smith was almost in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and I Am Legend was greenlit with a missing script. The Smith family was forced to evacuate their house during a forest fire, and he flew around in Hancock, all thanks to a wire. He has a net worth of around 200 million, but the craziest thing about him are his children. Now, I don't mean to diss the man's kids, that's not very kind, but they each claim to control time with only the power of the mind. But the more famous they become, the more money he makes. Willow sleeps with 10 pet snakes.
She shaved her head bald while her hit record Whip My Hair.
In the movie 7 Pounds, he tries to kill himself with a jellyfish, and Jaden is technically a son of a hitch. He really rappelled down a building for Suicide Squad. That's frickin' awesome. And once he appeared on frickin' Blossom. Hancock was supposed to be rated R, the tone was really dark. At Cannes, he rode around on an inflatable shark. Yes, Shark Tale is not very good, it's actually a really dumb cartoon. Will Smith, De Niro, Scorsese, Zellweger, and Jack Black recorded all their lines in one room. While filming iRobot, he crashed his motorcycle going 60 miles per hour. And here's a shot of Will Smith in the shower. Outside of action and cut, he never spoke to that Joker Jared Leto. And just like a real boxer, he didn't have sex while training. He told this to that Joker Jay Leno. He created his own religion based on patterns in math. And here's a scene of him with a dog in a bath. He fell in love with that pooch. He really wanted to adopt it. This man is a popcorn powerhouse. Nobody can stop it.
The champ is here!
The Fresh Prince was canceled, but they brought it back because the fans got pissed. Will Smith was arrested for being involved in a violent assault, but the charges got dismissed.
But it wasn't my fault!
Bad Boys was originally written for Dana Carvey and John Lovitz. I don't know why. And in Bad Boys 2, 51 characters die. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith had a basketball court built next to their trailers, and a guy who worked with Sugar Ray Leonard is one of his trainers.
Again.
He took a pay cut to work with Gene Hackman in Enemy of the State, and was in a movie with Ted Danson and Whoopi. Isn't that great? He trained with Navy SEALs and Army Rangers to become Deadshot, and dropped his body fat to 7.5% for iRobot. For I Am Legend, he lost 20 pounds and trained for 12 months. And in Men in Black 3, he did his own stunts. He based his Hancock character on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Will Smith wasn't exactly ready for television. He was kinda just tossed in. Producers were very worried about his poor acting skills. He was almost fired many times. He was so bad that Will would accidentally mouth the other actors' lines. He really had love for Uncle Phil, and that hug for that Deadbeat Daddy episode was totally real. He was great in the sequel to Independence Day, even though he was dead, and he let the actor who played George Foreman really punch his head. He improvised in Independence Day, Men in Black, and the movie Bad Boys. I really like his music. He's got some rad noise.
I compose this rhyme to hip you and to get you equipped for the summertime.
Jada Pinkett auditioned for The Fresh Prince, but she didn't get the part. They didn't have on-screen chemistry. So instead, he married her, and the rest is history.
Good God, wrapped up with some have mercy with a side of
Audiences love when he's serious, and they also love his wackiness. They used his real son and real homeless people for the pursuit of happiness. They spelled happiness wrong so his son could learn, and while filming Independence Day in the Grand Canyon, he got a severe sunburn. For Men in Black, he did a song called Men in Black, and for Wild Wild West, he did a song called Wild Wild West, and for Hitch, he did a song called Switch. He hated being covered in that Men in Black goo and had very strange cameos in Winter's Tale and Anchorman 2. Test audiences were not sure if Wild Wild West was supposed to be funny. And did I mention that his films make a lot of money? He is very dedicated to his craft, he sure does love it, and offered to put up his salary if Michael Mann went over budget. Will Smith is highly skilled with a 9mm handgun and an AR-15 for combat. He left the set of I Am Legend for a few days to attend the wedding of Tomcat. They wrote a 300-page Bible to explain the mythos and the history of the After-Earth universe, and received a Razzie for being the best. at being the worst. Spielberg personally called Will Smith to offer him the role in Men in Black, but he didn't believe it was really him, and on the set of the movie Focus, Margot Robbie actually taught him how to swim.
Nah.
An on-set therapist was brought in to help the Suicide Squad cope with the darkness of their cinematic creation. Will Smith is who you call during an extraterrestrial invasion. In Men in Black 1, he's funny, in Men in Black 2, he is fun, and in Men in Black 3, his trailer blocked out the sun. He's been stormed by many paparazzis, and for concussion he observed many autopsies. Yes, he watched real dead people go under the knife, and some were done by his character in real life. He produced This Means War, which I almost forgot to mention, and for his Men in Black research, he went to an alien encounter convention. For the good of the film, Will Smith will get battered and bruised. During production, Jared Leto mailed him some bullets, anal beads, and condoms that were used. He gained weight to match Ali's 210-pound bod, and gave tattoos to the cast and crew of the Suicide Squad. And of course they spelled it S-K-W-A-D. And at first he didn't want to play Ali, but Muhammad called him and said it had to be. Remember that Batman v Superman Easter egg that was in I Am Legend that nobody noticed at first? Well, little did we know that years later Will Smith and his wife would be a part of that DC extended multiverse.